in 15 Minuten schließt.
This week, we visited Bern, the capital of Switzerland. We are halfway done with our Switzerland trip so far, and it's amazing to think we had our first Swiss fondue, hiked into the mountains, paraglided through emerald lakes, and visited the highest train station in Europe on our trip so far. After all the non-stop travel and adventuring, we needed a chance to take a break and relax. So we planned a couple nights in Bern and had to visit the Octagon Hammam Spa in Bern. Hammam is an Arabic spa ritual involving steam bathing. We couldn't bring in our cameras because of the public nature of the baths, but this was a much needed break from our hectic adventuring so far. I would strongly recommend it if you're looking for a way to unwind. So refreshing. Would you try a Hammam Spa? Leave a comment down below. After the Octagon, we had to see Bern's museums. Our favorite was definitely the Bern Historical Museum, which was a totally hidden gem that we stumbled upon on a bright, hot summer's day. To get out of the heat, we wandered inside of this castle-like building. Thanks to our Swiss pass, which we used to get public transport all over Switzerland, we also got free entry to this museum. What a deal! During our visit, the museum had a temporary exhibition on altered states of mind, which began with interactive optical illusions. Kids would especially love this museum, as all over the place there were interactive exhibits and educational games to play and keep you entertained. They sure entertained Dante and I.
3, 2, 1.
You know what it is? So you remember in Harry Potter where they take the polyjuice potion?
It looked like
and
that.
then like their face goes like that. Literally exactly like in real life.
That was really
It was
interesting.
so strange.
After the illusions, the exhibit transitioned into a really informative hall about the history of psychedelic drugs and other mind-altering chemicals. We learned that LSD was actually first synthesized in Switzerland. There was a humorous story about the inventor falling off his bicycle due to the effects. At the end of the exhibit, I got to leave my feedback, which was another really nice touch for a museum. Next up, an entire permanent exhibition for Einstein on the higher floors. Unfortunately for us, at this point, the intercom told us the museum was closing in 15 minutes.
In 15 Minuten schließt.
Shortly after we started the Einstein part, so we had to quickly skedaddle out of there. Einstein briefly lived in Bern when he was pursuing his theory of relativity. His historic apartment is another destination to visit in Bern. We were less enthused that our Swiss pass didn't cover the admission fee here, and it was basically just a small room where he lived with his wife and son for a few years. If you're a big Einstein fan, this could be an interesting place for you, but personally, we'd recommend the Einstein exhibit back at the Bern Historical Museum. Another core staple of Bern is the bears. This is an enclosure where the bears are kept in the center of the city. It is free to visit and watch the 3 bears. This wasn't my cup of tea, so we quickly moved on to the Rose Gardens of Bern. We did a cute mini photo shoot and had a tasty lunch at a restaurant overseeing the garden, from which you could look out over the city. Bern's architecture and the city itself was beautiful to see, and it was a joy just walking around from place to place. Another great part of our stay in Bern was the friendly kitties all over the city. Our Airbnb host had the cutest kitten of all, Jin, who stole our heart. We miss you, Jin. Thank you so much for joining us on our Swiss adventures. We're planning on only a few more videos left from our trip to Switzerland, including Grindelwald, and our Swiss chocolate tasting in Zurich. Please give this video a like and subscribe, and we will see you guys next week.